Good morning and happy 2025. You join me in this new year from the road like always, nice and early like always. It is actually January 1st. It is New Year's Day and I am heading out. It's a big day for birders. January 1st, you always try to go out and get as many species as you can on January 1st to get those lists loaded up to start the year off right. And no different for me today. I am heading out with a DFO group, and we are heading down to the Pueblo area. So I'm going to be out all day trying to get my lists loaded up the best I can to start the year off right. So that's where I'm headed. I'm heading to meet up with the group. Then we're heading south. So I will kind of vlog this whole day, I think, is what the style I'm going to kind of go for. So yeah, hoping to get some good stuff and make some good photos today. So stay tuned. We made it down to our first location, which was Lake Pueblo State Park. And as you can see, there was fog still lifting off the lake in the first light of the day. And to my delight, the first good species that we got to look at were these mountain bluebirds. And as always, at these big reservoirs where my camera and binoculars don't have enough reach, I let the scopers kind of do all of the work, and then when they find something interesting, I'll take a look through, and that's exactly what happened in this instance, where I got my first lifer on the day, which was this greater black-backed gull. And even though it didn't make a great photograph, it was still cool to see a gull that was pretty far out of its range. So you can see here on the map, this is mostly an East Coast kind of gull or a gull found over in Europe. We eventually moved to another side of the park, and again I let the scopers handle the long distance work here, but fortunately there was a lot of close-up activity to keep me busy as well. Common loon. Further west, we made our most hilarious sighting of the day and a lifer for me, seeing over 60 scaled quail scurry about, running from cholla to cholla. And yes, you don't have to ask, we also made the clown car reference when a bunch would pile out from one cholla and then run to the next. They are hilarious to observe. Also nearby were these curve-billed thrashers, a Colorado first for me, and then we also found this merlin hanging out in a tree not far away either. Next up was a stop to a location called Cattail Crossing, and the reason we stopped here was to see a Mexican duck that had been seen at this location pretty consistently. And well, yeah, we saw it too. It was also right around this time that a few of us started getting some pretty crazy rare bird alerts on our phones for things being seen in Pueblo City Park, which just happened to be our next stop. Once we got there, we got a really good look at this white-winged dove, and then this downy woodpecker, but our attention quickly went over to this other tree which had a mixed flock of kinglets and yellow-rumped warblers in it, but something else was up there that stood out too. We kept looking and looking from tree to tree, and we kept seeing the warblers and occasionally a kinglet, but we knew we saw something different in there. And then finally we saw it again. It was this northern parula.
I see it. I see it now.
I think the wood duck is up.
The left one made an immature, it's all that
Yeah.
black on the primary.
After the excitement at Pueblo City Park, we made our way over to our last stop of the day. This is Valco Ponds.
Oh, I see it now. So much easier to see it now.
And it didn't take long at this location before we found our first interesting bird. It was this little bird bouncing around on the rocks on the other side of the river. Ended up being a blue-gray gnatcatcher, which is another lifer for me on the day and was classified as rare. So there you have it. Overall, that was 72 species seen on New Year's Day, including 4 lifers. I would say 2025 is off to a pretty good start. All right, well, that was my day out on January 1st, big day down in Pueblo. And yeah, 72 species down there in one day. Pretty good start to the year, including, yeah, as you saw, 4 lifers there. Definitely some surprises down there, and that's that whole southern Colorado area, which for me is largely unexplored. So I was happy to get down there, and yeah, big shocker, saw some pretty cool stuff. And there's a lot of spillover, I think, from kind of the southern U.S., like a lot of those Arizona kind of like birds that make it up into southern Colorado, like those curve-billed thrashers. I've seen thousands of those down in Arizona, but that was the first time ever seeing them here in Colorado. And yeah, those scaled quail too, just so funny. Them kind of beeping and then running around all over the place. That was really unexpected for me. I knew that we had a chance to see them, but being a lifer for me, I'd never really seen them in person before, and it was really funny, and really enjoyed that stop. And then, of course, the big, I think, find of the day was that northern parula, which was also a lifer for me. And it was also, we did not know this at the time, but it was the first time that species had been seen in January in Pueblo before, ever. So that was pretty cool, kind of a historic sighting down there. There was also, I should note, there was also a bay-breasted warbler down there at the same time, which we did not see. And then there was also a rufous hummingbird down there seen. It turned out it ended up being a broad-tailed, but still a hummingbird in Colorado in January. So this winter is it's a little wacky. But so yeah, that was the video. We are as I was funny as I reviewed the video, I was like, oh man, it was such a nice day down there that day. It was cold in the morning, but then when the sun came out, it ended up being a really nice day. And I look out my window now. It is not a nice day. It is cold, snowy. I am cold here today. So, but yes, that is the video. So I hope you guys liked it. Coming up, I've got, like I said, a gear video that I'm going to put together this weekend, I think, for the Ecuador trip. And then that's going to be it. Then I'm off. I'm out to Ecuador on the 17th of January, which is, again, it's crazy coming up. I do have another video that I have shot last week that I'm going to post while I'm gone. It is a new series that I'm hoping to start up for the entire 2025. So the first kind of intro episode of it should go up while I am gone. And I hope you guys will think it's a good idea and hope you guys like it. But yeah, other than that, man, this trip has been a big focus for me the past couple months, and I'm at the point now where there's nothing left to do but to just go. So I'm ready for it. So anyways, hope you guys like this video, and I will see you coming up in the next one. Thanks. Bye.